Okay, are we on, guys? What's up? Come on in, come on in, come on in. We have a special guest today. We have member number 7. Some of you will get that have been through the training with me or the coaching. Number 7, use your fingers at all times. Number 7 in our Branding University Executive Mastermind. Jenny Kalz is here today, guys. I'm going to give a little intro on Jenny. First, I'll let you guys should all be in. We're locked up. For Facebook Live, I cannot see your comments. Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube Live, I cannot see your comments. But the webinar people, I can see you. So we may answer questions at the end. I'm super excited today, guys. First of all, welcome to the Branding YOUniversity webinar, where we specialize in personal branding, online marketing, social media strategies for your business to help you sell what you're selling by going through you instead of promoting your product up front. I got to get that intro right. I'm always kind of like switching it around. So guys, we have a special guest today, Jenny Kalz. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little, I'm excited about Jenny because I selected the mastermind members for certain reasons. And I guess I knew Jenny from, we're going to confirm this when we take her out. I'll keep the intro pretty short, but Jenny is a mindset. Jenny has helped me with my mindset quite a bit, actually. I don't know if she knows I'm going to go into this kind of detail in the beginning. We're going to save a lot of it, obviously, for when she comes out in about 30 seconds. But there's a couple of things that Jenny specifically guided me to, and there's a couple of things that she's kind of helped me unlock in my own mind. And this is a big part of why I wanted Jenny in the mastermind. You guys know, did you guys know I recently quit smoking? This is a little off topic, but it's not really off topic because a little bit about me. I quit a lot of things lately. In the past year, I quit, maybe this isn't the place for that, but I quit a lot of things that I wanted to quit. Alcohol, drugs, among a few other things. But cigarettes, I quit smoking. A lot of people didn't know that. Now, I know Jen's probably in the back smiling because she knows where I'm going with this. But we were talking, I would say probably almost 3 months ago. Oh, holy smokes, almost 3 months ago, I quit smoking. And that was one of the most challenging things I've quit, was smoking. And I was on the call with Jennifer, about 1 week after I quit. And I was in a moment of, it was the hardest thing, guys. I don't know if there's anyone here who has quit smoking, but it was one of the hardest things for me to quit. And Jen, I'm going to ask her if she wants me to call her Jennifer, Jenny, or Jen in a sec. She recommended a video to me, and that did it. That was it. It was actually incredible. Maybe we'll bring it up in a second here when she comes out for if there's anyone here who's struggling with quitting smoking. It was like I instantly quit after that video. And that was just one of the things that Jenny and I went through over since we've been really chatting regularly. There we go. That's just a little credibility. But then we got into all kind of mind work and a little bit about Jenny, shall we? I've been watching Jen for a while, and I noticed that Jenny, can you say it? Can you yell it out? Should I call you Jenny?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. She's listening, and I better be careful what I say. Jenny, I noticed Jenny change online through her videos. I noticed Jenny change just the way her state, the way she was just all of a sudden more relaxed. And I don't know, maybe I'm saying too much. I'm going to wait till I take her out because I don't want to speak for her. Here, Jenny, here we go. Jenny is originally from Germany. In her videos, am I freezing up? Am I good? So Jenny moved to Australia 6 years ago. Jenny, I won't say too much. I have a tendency to say my guest's whole story, but she says she knew she wanted to move to Australia at 12 years old. She had the vision of it by watching movies, and it's just somewhere she wanted to move. And here she is today. 6 years ago, she moved to Australia from Germany. She's been a nurse for 10 years. She had a degree in nursing, but the degree did not work in Australia. In other words, it wasn't accepted. Is that how you would say it? It wasn't accepted in Australia. And she didn't want to have to go through the schooling again in Australia. So that's what led her to looking for opportunities online. Jenny then got into MLM, network marketing. Network marketing led to personal development. As many of you know, network marketing is kind of like a disguise for personal development. Same with myself. When I got into network marketing, I'm learning all these people skills and communication skills, and I'm like, this is so much larger than network marketing. It's actually a way to get better and improve your skills and train you in a certain way to learn and connect and communicate with people. I'm already off to a rambling start. And then she was always interested in psychology, and she had interest in psychology, and Jenny says she had self-confidence issues, so she got involved in mindset stuff. When I say mindset stuff, she actually, and it feels like I'm saying your whole story, she took some pretty heavy-duty coaching. And I was talking to Jenny as she was going through this coaching and throughout Jenny's transformation. And that kind of explained and validated her changes in herself that I noticed. And she'll definitely talk about how she has changed through this mindset journey, if you will. And after talking to Jenny before selecting her as one of the 10 people, guys, we had 80,000 views on the replays, by the way, just as a humble brag. Thank you, guys, everyone. Thank you for checking out the replays. And just so you know, because I'd love to break 100,000 this week, a lot of people don't show up on the Sunday because we only let 100 people in on the closed webinar. And the people on the platforms that are watching now, you can get the replays and you can fast forward through my ramble. You can speed me up like a chipmunk. You can slow me down like a slowpoke. You can speed up or slow down the videos. You can go to any section you want throughout the webinar. And if you pause and leave, it'll start back where you left off, just with a free student account. So if you guys go to branding, here's the pitch for free. Here's the pitch for the free replays. If you go to brandinguniversity.com, YOUniversity.com, you can check out the replays for the next month and a half about. You get the last 5 replays of every Sunday. So last week, we broke 80,000, 81,000 views. So maybe some of you have watched it many times. So I was talking to Jenny before the show, I'm about to get you out here, Jenny. I'm just excited about having you because this is a little different, the mindset aspect. But as Jenny was doing her breathing exercise to get into the zone, as she likes to say, I was like, okay, this is a little different. I was a little squirmy a little bit today. They say, whoever they are, they say that the amount of people watching, like right now, the numbers are okay, probably depends. Instagram's probably the biggest one right now, that's biggest audience right now watching me live. But on the replays, just knowing that there could possibly be 100,000 people, it does kind of get my nerves a little bit. I got to grow into that role. So without further ado, guys, Jenny, will you come out, please? How are you, Jenny?
Hello guys, how are you?
Oh my goodness. Did you have a fun week?
Oh yes, I did. It was an
Yeah?
awesome week with you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun working with you.
Oh, was it? Was that rough?
Oh, kind of, yeah, a little
Yeah, it
bit.
was rough on you, eh? It's that German accent. I'm like, say it again, please. We need you to say
Like,
that
say it
again.
again. We need to get rid of that German accent.
It was awesome. You haven't seen your final product and it's good to go. We have it done in time. So we're going to run it after the show, okay?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I haven't seen it yet. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be
So
exciting.
I'm going to actually take a breath,
Take a breath.
get into the zone. It's not often you see me kind of like edgy a little bit do you find I'm a little squirmish, a little bit nervous a little bit?
It's not too bad actually.
Yeah. It's how do you feel knowing that probably, well, 80,000 people are going to see it, especially with that stunt I pulled last week. You saw what I did on my wall, right? About the $7 course.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was
Uh,
really.
oh, you froze up a little bit there. I want to hear what you said. You froze up. What did you just say? You saw what I did on my wall?
Yeah, I saw what you did on your wall, and I actually did that too.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
Guys, what I did was I'm going to drop it because we made a ton of sales, but more importantly, we brought in so many new people into the university by discounting the train. I know I'm not going to hog up the room, Jen. Can I just take up one little moment, please? You won't be
Yeah,
too
sure.
rough. You won't be too rough on my mind.
No, that's okay.
Just because there's a lesson here to be learned, guys. When I study people, when I study mentors, these guys, I do what I take action on what they teach me to do, but I take more action on what they're actually doing. So I don't do what they say, I do what they do. So if they're doing a certain thing, I will replicate that. Actually, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe I'll mention Nadia because we were talking about Nadia Sabrati. Nadia Sabrati, first person to ever hit F10 rank. You're friends with Nadia, Jenny, and you even noticed this.
Yeah, I actually noticed that Nadia was always putting up like sort of the same,
Yeah,
timeline that you did.
yeah, yeah. Now, there's a
Doing too.
lesson.
What Mark does obviously works.
There's a lesson here, guys. Like as I'm replicating a lot of these leaders, I'm almost to the T copying their funnels, copying their graphics, and the more I mirror what they do, the more I succeed. So I kind of did this as a test. I put up just a simple post on my wall. I made a coupon code to have our training vault, which is all of the courses we've ever done. There may be 92 of them so far, I believe. When the webinar replays are full, they fall into the training vault. And when people purchase the training vault for $197, it's going to go to $497 in August because it never gets being added to. Every single Sunday, there's a new innovative and groundbreaking training, so people will never really have to buy another course again. The other leaders love it when I say that. They hate it, but seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because Jen, you've seen the courses that have gone through that. Like
Yes.
the audience, some of the
See,
audience.
what
Yeah,
I'm doing is like I don't buy any courses anymore. I just follow your training now. Because this is what I did in the beginning. I jumped online and I looked for all these free courses and webinars and things. I just went into overwhelm.
yeah,
And since I'm in the Branding University, I just watch your training and it's so much easier for me because then I know exactly what to do.
yeah, yeah. You're more focused, right?
Because if you follow all these, strategies at the time, you never really know what to do.
Yeah,
You just, sort of pick a little thing up there, and you really have to get the basics down first.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that really helped me, just, having one mentor and having course or training to follow, where I get that it gets updated every week. You get a new training every week.
Yeah.
And if you follow that training, you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Hey, I'm going to let you keep talking. You're selling the university perfectly. You're selling the free stuff. It's amazing. All I want to say to close off what I was saying, guys, is I just put up a post up with a coupon code. By the way, the coupon code for the $197 training vault is, do you remember what it is, Jen?
TV7?
TV7. Training Vault 7. You get it for $7. That's going to be up for the rest of the week. We decided to just let people come in, get value forever, and every course we've done for $7, one-time payment. We're kicking it off with a pitch. How about that, eh?
Yeah.
And it's amazing because people were, the goal of that was to see what I do and do the same thing and get the same results. First day we got I got a couple of hundred sales because we reply to each comment. That's a strategy, by the way. I was telling Jenny, we got some pretty big leaders that made the purchase. I don't know if they're on a webinar now or if they're watching me, but thank you. I will not call you guys out, I promise. Just enjoy the value and replicate it for your own training and go ahead and sell it. You're welcome to do that. So my point is, by putting the coupon code and your affiliate link in each comment replying, some people that are not going to comment because they don't want to be seen commenting are just going to click the link and purchase. By the time I had 20 comments in the first 15 minutes, I had almost 20 sales, and they were not from the people who commented. So my point is, people like Nadia and Jenny just saw what I did, and they go, oh, I'm going to do that too. Instead of asking for the offer, I'm going to use my affiliate code and do the same thing. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my God, I'm in one of those moods. So Jenny. Here we go. First question, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You ready? You got your breathing down? Before we begin, what kind of breathing do you do? How does that work? I want some upfront value.
Well, it's like something they call intuitive breathing, but it's basically just very, very deep breathing. And it's like you don't stop between the breathing. You just go like like. So you're basically, it's pretty fast, and it really helps to focus you. So I do that just for 5 minutes. I put like a nice music on that I enjoy, that it's relaxing, and it really helps to clear your mind. Just get that focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really good. I love that.
Okay, you did go, excuse me, you did go through a transition, right? Like from being, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but I don't want to forget this as you talk about yourself. That transition from when you're, what would you say, scatterbrained a little bit, like a little bit everywhere?
Yes. Yeah. So I would say like a teenager and a kid, joy. Like, I was excited about things, and it was just, life was good. And then when I went like into I would say like maybe from 22, like up to a year ago or something, I really had a lot of fears. I was like afraid of people judging me, afraid what other people think about me. So when I went like in a new situation at work or something, I got really nervous, and I was always thinking something wrong, what they're gonna think, things like that on a daily basis. And also, like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, like career-wise, because I was a nurse, but I always sort of knew that I wanted to help people on a deeper level, but I wasn't sure how this is going to look. And coming through network marketing, I found the personal development. And that was really, really a blessing for me, because I wasn't aware really that personal development was out there in the amount that it is, available. And that just opened my eyes to this whole new world of, letting go of my limiting beliefs and, knowing that these fears, they don't serve you, because they just come from beliefs that I, acquired maybe from my parents or from my, friends and family when I was a kid. And these are not, really my beliefs. So I actually, I did like the personal development, the normal personal development. I read the books, I listened to videos and things. But at one point I was feeling like I want to go deeper. And I knew that I sort of wanted to help other people overcoming their fears as well. And then I knew if I want to do that, I have to go all the way in. I have to become that embodied leader that went basically through the whole shit and did the whole work themselves.
Yeah.
Because I need how to lead myself, how to be my own leader, basically. Because if you are not able to, lead yourself, then it's hard to teach other people to do it. So this is what I basically went into this, deep emotional work. I went in like middle of last year because it just felt like the natural next step that I wanted to do. And it served me greatly. So I have like so much confidence now. I don't really worry about, what others think anymore, because I know that their opinion has nothing really myself most of the time.
What's that? Say that again.
Have their own stories, their own beliefs, and this is how they react. This is how humans react, because you have the beliefs, you picked up during your life.
Yeah.
You react.
Okay, you broke up a little bit. Keep in mind, guys, I'm in Canada. Jenny's in Australia.
Yes.
So we have a couple of hiccups. Well, you were saying, so just to recap a little bit, you got into network marketing from while you were nursing, or is that you were doing nursing in Germany, right?
Yes. So basically, I was doing nursing in Germany. And I actually, I wanted to do something else, but I knew that nursing was basically my entry ticket to Australia, because Australia has a really strict visa policy.
Okay.
So you need to have like a certain occupation, or you need to be sponsored by an employer to get a visa.
Okay.
And I knew that I had to keep going with the nursing in order to get the experience, because you need certain experience as well, and then I could get the visa.
Yeah.
And this is what I did. So we came to Australia. I first came on a working holiday visa. My husband came on a student visa to study English. But after a couple of months, we already decided, okay, we definitely want to stay here. And I wasn't actually too worried about my nursing, because a friend of mine who attended the same nursing school than me, she got her registration a couple of months before me. And I handed in all my things, all my papers, did my English test, and then after it already took them nearly a year to go through the paperwork. And then they said to me, no, we changed all our procedures and policies and things, and your qualification doesn't qualify anymore to work as a nurse in Australia. So yeah, that was quite fascinating.
So it worked originally when you moved to Australia, your nursing degree?
Yes, because it's a bit weird, because there were two different offices basically I had to go through. One is for the visa, and I said for the visa my qualification is good, it's like the same then recognized in Australia. But for registration to practice as a nurse, they said no, it's not good enough anymore. So they basically gave me the visa because I'm a nurse, but then they didn't let me work as a nurse.
So how long were you in Australia working as a nurse?
No, I didn't work at all as a nurse in Australia because I couldn't. So what I did, I basically went into private care. So like basically just as a carer. So I was taking care of a lady at home.
Okay.
Doing private care.
Okay.
So I got resourceful, and my husband and me, we did like office cleaning and cleaning for people at home and things like that. And this is basically when I got into network marketing, because I just was looking for something else. And I have my son, and he was just a baby. Yeah. And I was like, I want to spend more time, with my son. And I didn't feel like going back into nursing anymore because it's
How many kids do you have?
I've got two little ones. I've got William, he's 4, and Isabella, she's 22 months now.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you, when you guys were doing the odd jobs, like the transition to working for yourself, that thought, it was a thought, right? Like you were thinking, we got to figure something out, I'm guessing, right? Like we got to figure out a way. Yeah, I know we cut off a little bit. Like when you were doing the odd jobs or the cleaning and the home care, you were probably saying to yourself, we need to find something, right? To work. What?
Yes.
Like what caused, how did you stumble into net? For those of you who are unaware, network marketing is like direct sales, where you build teams and sell other people's products. So how did you stumble into that? Was that online or did someone approach you?
No, I actually saw it online.
Okay.
It was like a makeup business. So I was like on Facebook, and I always saw her, like lady putting up, lifestyle posts saying, hey, I'm just working my business on the beach and just stuff like that. And this is how I approached her, and she was actually local. So I met up with her, and so kept going with that.
So that got you into, it's a pretty attractive, some people like it, some people don't, I guess. But for me, this is why, because I'm getting back into network marketing. Here we go. I won't steal the show, but I took some time. I never really took time off, because once you build a team, you build a residual income. And so I never stopped getting paid, but I stopped building for almost a year, and I'm getting back into it. And this is probably one of the most important lessons for all of you building teams or recruiting people to be on your team, which you should always be doing. All you're doing is you're asking people if they want to take a look. You're not closing anything, because it's not up to you, really. If you have to close somebody, if you have to convince somebody to look at it, if you have to convince somebody to come in, they're not going to stay. So, because with me, with me, as soon as I saw it, the concept, I'm like, so I could recruit people and I'll make money off them. And if they recruit, like I was like, I'm in, sign me up. I'll figure this out, because I don't understand how people that doesn't blow their minds, but I don't need to understand. It either does or it doesn't. So the reason I succeeded way before I got online is because I just showed person after person after person. And some people were in, some people were out. Pretty much, eh?
Yeah, so this is what we talked about the other day, that you have to detach yourself from the outcome.
Yeah.
Someone says no, then, just move on. Just don't try to convince them, because like you said, these people, they come in, even if you convince them, they come in, they might buy the kid or something, but they don't do months, because they don't just convince them, sort of,
Yeah. So you found it online and you started in network marketing. That's how you started working from home, I guess, really, right?
Yeah. So I always, sort of had a part-time job as well in a nursing home.
Yeah.
So but it's just a better balance. Like, I never really wanted to work full time because for the kids, this is not why I had kids. I didn't want them to give them to daycare when they're like 3 months old full time.
Yeah.
I just wanted that balance that I could, spend time with them Yeah,
I'm going to say a couple of things right now. I'm going to take this opportunity because we're getting to know you. That's cool. And I'd like to know your transition. That's super important, guys, to know how Jenny got in the game. But what's more important is I just feel the need to let you guys in on a few things that I don't even think I've told Jen or Jenny this, why I chose Jenny. Like the mindset stuff, absolutely. The fact that I'm a big advocate of this following concept. If before I even think of selling anything, we're actually just talking about this. We won't say any names, okay, Jen, about anything, but how a lot of entities or leaders or influencers or people or anything out there, they sell a lot. There's a lot of selling going on. We're in a day and age right now where, I mean, even, I don't want to call anybody out, but my boy Grant does very well, but no, that's not true. He doesn't always sell, but if you go to a webinar, he's always selling. Gary Vee never sells. So there's a balance, of course, which I believe I have figured out 7-1. What we were saying is there's a lot of selling. And the way I've had the most success is by demonstrating to people that something works, by actually having it work for them, and then they're more inclined to take out their credit card. Why do I say that? Because that's what I do. Before I take out my credit card, almost all the freaking time, if someone gives me something for free and it kind of works, I'm like, okay, what do you sell? Now I'm ready to buy because the thing that you gave me for free worked. So with Jenny, the things that I learned from Jenny, I was like, whoa, these are big, it doesn't take much to make a big change in someone's life, guys. You can provide a piece of value that may be the missing piece. Or just Twitter one, guys, just Twitter one. I'm going to go back to it. Even if you're generating 10 leads a day, getting 10 courses unlocked or getting 10 emails per day for free, that's kind of a big feat, guys. With 10 emails per day, every single day from people who are actually in your niche, looking for what you have to offer, if you've got a strong follow-up and you actually contact these people over time, that's 70 people a week. If you're getting 20 per day, that's 140 people a week. Just, you've got yourself a 6-figure business in no time. So with Jenny, because those little things that I learned from Jenny, I got I say I gave you one-on-one, but you also gave me one-on-one, because some of those mindset things that I needed at that time, those times in my life, even recently, we went through some pretty deep stuff about primal screaming in the pillow, like some really weird stuff. Not weird stuff, it's effective stuff, man. Like, so that's huge. We have a hole in our faculty, if you will, of leaders for that, but it's more than that. Jenny is super smart. Are you ready for a couple of compliments, Jenny? Can you handle it?
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Okay. As I watched Jenny's transformation myself, I noticed that you did get calmer and you got more composed and you were very focused on the sub as you were teaching in your videos, but the curation of the content was on par. It really is. And I've never actually told you this, so here you go. You take out the good stuff, and you don't there's not much rambling actually. You actually give the value. It's very direct. It's very clear. You may want to think about getting rid of that German accent though. No, that's a funny. We were talking about that, the German culture, how they're like, very skeptical, right?
Yes.
So you're
Yeah, I
gonna.
was just telling Mark that I was, I'm setting up like a little social media presence in Germany. And when I try to connect with people, build relationships, and I message them and I say, hey, how are you going? Just like a casual conversation. And then I ask them the question. They're like, why are you asking me this? Why do you want to know that? They're really, sort of distant, that they like to keep the distance. So it is actually harder to build a relationship with a German person because they're really, I don't know, it's skeptical, I guess. I don't know. It's yeah.
There's another Germany. I know this because I've gone global for a long time, and I've picked up on patterns in certain areas of the world, and I tend to agree. So that's also what I looked at, because Germany, well, I looked at, yeah, you're only in here because you're German, Jenny. It's a little bit of a factor because that market is so open to online training. They want it, but there's that barrier. So they're more likely to listen to someone doing a German webinar that we could target in Germany. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And then there's another thing about you, is that when I say you're smart, but you pick up a lot of stuff that I'm doing that I don't necessarily teach. And I'm going to bring up an example here because you've been doing it too. And you guys are going to notice in the content. I called you out on this. I said, I saw what you did there. Jenny notices that every time I do content, not every time, should I even reveal this? Should I even reveal this? It's funny when people catch me doing things that are actually quite advanced. A lot of the stuff I do is pretty advanced, and I don't teach it because it's my couple of little secrets. But a lot of times, maybe you guys notice, I promote many things as I'm teaching. So I'm promoting I'm either selling myself or I'm selling something else, but it's layered within the content. So you do that extremely well. And that's another thing that I noticed. I even called you out on it in the content. Remember, I said, "Ha! You did it again." So you're doing it. You're doing self-promotion, and it's almost like you're layering calls to action without saying the calls to action within. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this girl right here. So let's keep going, because I just had to. I mean, you're going to do some great things in the system. We're definitely doing some. I asked you. You said you do some mindset stuff, right? You froze up, but I think the answer is yes. You'll do some mindset stuff, right, for us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's the thing I'm most passionate about, really. It's so important for,
It's everything. Well, it's not everything, but you need it. That little voice there, that little voice that says you can't do it. I probably shouldn't get into this, but I had a really tough month, guys. I had a tough month. We talked about this, Jenny. As a matter of fact, you coached me through it. You did. I had a challenging month because I'm getting a lot. I have to step into a new person a little bit. When you guys get into this business of providing value and building your audience, that's good. That's really what we do. We provide value and we build our audience. What we decide to do with that audience is up to us. If you have something you want to show them, they're going to look. If you want to invite them to a webinar, they're going to come. If you want to offer them something that someone else is selling, they're going to at least look at it. So the more you're building your audience by providing value, that's all this is. We provide value to whatever niche you're in for free, and they go into your audience so you could show them more value for free. I like to give them 7 pieces of free value and then invite them to a webinar and then sell. That's actually That's my equation. Well, it's what I came up with a long time ago because I tried doing it once, 2 times, 10 times. 7 is the perfect amount, and that's how I cycle my ads. A little too much info, but at the end of the day, that's really what we do. That's really what we do is we provide value, and we build our audience, and that never ends. What I mean by that is you're going to start just, I think it's important to say this. Jen's about to experience some pretty crazy results, but Jen had to put in the work. Jen had to start creating the content. Jen had to start building her audience. So now what's going to happen, same with all of my the executive mastermind, they're all going to experience this now. The audience continues to grow, and you're doing the same work, but you're not getting the same, you're doing the same work, but you're getting the same result, but it's on top of what you already had, on top of what you already had, on top of what you already had. So let's say you're getting 100 leads per day, which actually we can do. It's not, people think it's all BS, but no, I've been doing that for a long time. 10 leads per day. Let's say 100 leads per week. Well, then guess what? On week number 2, now your list is 200 people, then 300 people. Then it's because it grows, all of a sudden, you can play with that list. You can segment them. You can do all kinds of things. You learn into list management after a while, but it kind of snowballs after a while. It kind of snowballs because you get better, and you could like use them as leverage to promote your stuff. And success can be self-sabotaging a little bit. For me, it was in the past 3 months. I've been experiencing numbers and things that I was not used to, and the voice inside of my head, mindset, was literally saying, "You're not good enough to do this, Mark. You're not good enough to run because the university is about to go through a massive. We're about to explode, like literally. Come August with Branding YOUniversity 4, it's going to be huge, and I'm the guy at the helm of it." And the self-sabotaging voice was really, it got to me almost a little bit. I don't know if I'd say the breakdown mode, but success can be intimidating, I guess. The little voice, I have to fight that little voice and say, "Get the heck out of here. You're not welcome here. You can't do it," voice. So Jenny helped me with that as well. With a lot of the, did you want to touch that a little bit? Because
yeah, we can touch it.
Because I mean well, you froze up. I don't want to lose any of this. You froze up. I don't want to miss any of this. Remember when you said when I talked to my younger self there?
Yes. So this is actually a technique where you can go in and just relax and actually imagine that younger self that is struggling with something, and you can just go back and talk to that younger self and say, "Hey, you are enough. You are loved. You'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And yeah, that actually really helped me to heal like some wounds I had like around my childhood and my parents and things.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is like amazing. And also what Mark does, I don't know if I think he talked about it on his live, but he's actually recording himself on the phone, and he's just basically talking to himself. So you can do that in front of the mirror as well, and just talk to yourself, just encourage yourself and tell yourself that you are good enough, you are powerful, you can do it. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It seems crazy. Actually, I got some crazy messages saying, "Are you a schizo, or what's with this voice of reason?" Well, the one this morning, it's so weird because I don't know. I'm going to ask you, Jenny. Could we do a little bit of mind work right here?
Yeah, sure.
Does this stuff? Well, I think I know the answer. It sharpens your intuition, doesn't it?
It does, definitely. It just, it it opens up your channel, and yeah, it's amazing.
Because just this morning, I'm not going to play it, but here we go.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Mark to Mark.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Mark to Mark, heart to heart is what I call it. So that's me actually physically talking to myself and saying, okay, well, I would play it, but I won't because it's extremely personal. And it's like, you did good today. We did this. We attacked this. It's almost like a revision of what we did and where we screwed up, what we could have done better. When I started doing this stuff, Tony Robbins calls it magic moments, okay? Tony Robbins says, when you do something good, write it down on a piece of paper. Then before you go to bed, tap yourself on the back and say, good job. And wherever you screwed up, think of how you could do it better. That's what I've been doing that for a long time. Because you're going to go through a day and you'll be like, what a waste of a day. But if you note down the little accomplishments, it gives you that push to keep going, and you are proud of yourself. So
and it also helps with your confidence. Because sometimes we don't see like the little things we've actually done. Like me being a mom with 2 little kids, sometimes I feel I haven't done a lot. But even if I just look also at things that are outside of my business, like little things like, doing like the dishes or like folding the washing, whatever. Just, give yourself credit what you do on a daily basis, and just helps you so much with your confidence.
Absolutely. Like, guys, if you look, this, I don't know if I want to show that, but this is like my what I've accomplished in a day. Like, I don't know if I want to show the tasks. Workout. That's a big deal for me. If I get my workout in, it's because I don't like working out. Then I have big time tasks here that as I do them, what I do is every day. These are days. I write them all down. So Saturday, Sunday, they're all there. And you guys notice, without revealing too much, there's day 1, day 2, day 3. I actually do 3 days in one. I don't know if this is something, I don't know if it's for everyone, but I squeeze 3 days into one. It's crazy. I learned that from Ed Millett. So from 6 a.m. to noon, that's 1 day. So that's day 1 within the day. And from noon to 6 p.m., that's my second day. And from 6 p.m. to midnight is my third day. And what that's done is actually created I can do the whole work of a regular person in 1/3 of a day because I treat it like a day. So by the time from 6 to 9 a.m. is like lunchtime. And then at noon, sometimes I'll grab a super quick power nap at noon. And then when I wake up at 12:30, I'm like, oh, it's morning, coffee, literally. And I'll go, oh, we got to have breakfast. So I literally treat it like 3 days. And I get all my magic moments down. But now with this, guys, I'm not going to, I don't know if, I don't want to get too deep into it, but my intuition and the creation of my destiny has been whole other freaking level. I'm like, okay, Mark, we're going to do this. And this is how we feel about this. Just today I was talking about someone and I had a feeling I knew what that person was going through. And it was like an inkling. I was so in line with the events happening in my life that when I came up from going to do it, because I did it in the gym this morning, I came up and there was a message there, the person saying, confirming exactly what I was feeling. Wow. So this stuff, and also it's when I do it and I talk to myself on video, it's a little trippy, this interview. I don't know if some people can handle it.
We're gonna probably lose a lot of people now.
Yeah, probably. But it's okay because with me it's really helped me to talk it through. again, I don't have a wife. I don't have I don't have kids. I don't have that stuff. So it's helped me a lot. Whoa, we went and I did the primal scream.
Oh, did you? How
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, it's freaking awesome.
It is just so freeing. Just you know, guys, you can just like I told that Mark that
Your phone's up.
Use it out and scream it all out. Just it's just like a release from the body. Because like everything, every trauma, everything you're experiencing sort of manifests in your body somewhere, and you just need that somatic release just to let it all out.
Yeah. So you went through some mindset training lately, right?
Yes.
Well, first of all, let's go into because you went from MLM to you found Branding University. You found me somehow, right? And you stuck it through. Tell me about that. Tell me about that transition from just being in network marketing to personal branding online, because you are doing personal branding big time. You're at the next level now, but you've been doing it consistently. Your face is out there. That's how I know you. Hello. That's how I know you. If you were just a network marketer, if you were not putting value videos out there, I wouldn't see you. A lot of people wouldn't see you. So I don't know if we'll get into audience building and stuff like that right here, right now, but how did you discover videos, or how did you transition from just doing network marketing to going into the personal branding space? How did that happen?
Yeah, so I think I went into discovering, other ways pretty early on, about maybe 6 months into my journey, because I was just, I'm like, I don't want to hassle, people. I don't want to go out and make the hard sale and just, like my family and friends, they were all like, sort of not really reacting, great about my new business. When I put out all these, product pictures about the makeup and things and, approached, I was just spamming everyone and wanted everyone to buy my stuff and things. And I was like, okay, there must be like a better way, because if I don't find a better way, I'm not really interested in doing this, because I'm just like, sort of losing friends, and it's not really a good thing to do. So I actually looked around and I went into, did I say that, MLSP?
Yeah, you can say it. So you found that. I started there. That's what I found too. How did you find them? How did you find them?
Just somewhere on Facebook, I guess. Just an ad, probably. I think it was an ad. And he was just talking about, how to recruit people without spamming them, without, talking to people all day on Messenger. And that just sort of resonated with me, because I was just, sick of it. Like I couldn't deal with the rejection at that point. And and that's how I actually started learning. But then I just jumped around content, and I just sort of went into that student mode first. And I didn't really, I sort of was a bit of a perfectionism thing, I think, I didn't want to take action before I knew everything.
Yeah.
And so I just went into that student mode. I was just not really taking action and doing the audience building and the, sort of your daily method of operation every day. And that's why I didn't really see a lot of results in the beginning. And and then I found Branding University. I think I have to think about it. When I first saw you, I think I saw you around maybe March or April 2017.
So 2017?
I think so.
And did you hear about brand? What did you find first? Branding University or me?
You.
Aha. So
I actually scrolled to my timeline, and then there was this crazy guy always talking about Twitter and how he's generating and it leads the day on Twitter.
So I found myself in your timeline someday.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
But then I was just watching you, and then at one point, I think it was in September, so it took me like 6 months or something to actually decide to invest in Branding University. Like, no, it wasn't even Branding University, it was to the lead machine. Because you had like a special offer where it was like, I think, $50 or $60 or something to get through the lead machine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So it was me. So you started with me, and then when I launched Branding University, you joined. Guys, this is the only reason I started Branding University was because I branded myself. I'm going to do a humble brag. I have to do a humble brag because some people are probably, if you're watching here today and you're thinking, what's the use of doing videos? What's the use of building a list? Does it really work? Guys, I got to tell you something. Like I did network marketing as well. I sold stuff as well. I didn't only do network marketing. I sold whatever I could get my paws onto, like some other people's stuff from, I mean, everything. I even sold slap chops. Remember slap chop on the infomercials? I sold those. I sold this scene free on TV things, and I did it by picking up the phone sometimes, a lot of cold calls too. So I started by selling, and network marketing just stole my heart because I'm like, you mean I can recruit people and teach them how to sell? I could get one person, teach them to do what I do, and they're going to do it too, and then I get a commission. So that concept, I kind of went from affiliate to network marketing for a while. I didn't mind it, but I still had to do cold calls all day long. But I didn't mind it. Now, when I started doing videos, guys, within a matter of 2 years, I'm going to go ahead and say, oh, I want to say something, by the way. When you hit 100 pieces of content on YouTube, your own content, it somehow kind of explodes and goes organic, and you start getting this crazy traction. And it could, that's YouTube, but then you also want to syndicate it everywhere. People say, should I also be on LinkedIn? Which one should I do? Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube? I'm like, all of them. Why not? Like, why wouldn't you? Just put them up, post them, and just be consistent. And that's where the algorithms start working in your favor. And then if you include, I'm going to give you guys a tip right now. This is the only reason I'm communicating with that guy. That's Ty Lopez right there. I'm going to go into that maybe another day, or maybe I'll be on a video with him earlier than you guys think I will, is because of that content library. I told you, Jenny, that he contacted me back.
Yeah.
You know why he contacted me back, guys? At first he hesitated because I don't have many followers. I don't have 10 million followers. They do. They have tens of millions of followers. Millions. I don't have millions. So I thought, oh, I got to work my way up. But then when they saw my content, when his offices will say, saw my content library, that's a feat. So I just want to say, my next video, Jenny, the next piece of content, this is content piece number 249 for me. So my next one is going to be 250. So I don't know what topic to use. Maybe the topic will be with 250 pieces of content. So when you break 100, magic happens. When I broke 100 pieces of content, any network marketing company I would join, and I'm going to be, I gotta tell you guys this so you know that the rewards they're there. Any network marketing company I would join, I could recruit my first 100 people in one webinar. My first 100 people personally recruited in one webinar. I did it twice. I didn't do it with the new company because the new company were doing it. I do that less to my entire list than I used to, because I don't want my whole list to get my network marketing pitch anymore. So now I select certain people individually. But whatever I would want to do, it's my list. This is the power of personal branding. You build your own list and you could just build like that as often as you can, as often as you want. And that list continues to grow. So I was just curious to see if you followed me before Branding University or Branding University before me. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought you got introduced by one of the affiliates, but you've been following me.
There wasn't any affiliates.
Okay, so it was literally my brand. You followed my brand.
Yes.
That's so awesome. Thank you for being a loyal follower for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah. What is 2 years? Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
So you must be super honored to be working with me one-on-one now, full time.
Yeah, of course.
I'm the one who's honored, believe me.
You know what? The first message you wrote, you sent me when I bought the lead machine was, "Are you ready to be a rock star?"
Is that what my message said?
Yeah.
No way. That was 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Did you save the message?
Yes.
Awesome. I'll see it.
So yeah, I just like, your content, because you just provide so much value, and you just I actually stopped going to, all these webinars because they're just pitching all the time. Like, it's like you get, 20 minutes of content, and it's very minimal, and then after that it's just selling. And what you do, you just provide pure value. And I know that when people, that is the point, when people take action, they're going to see results with your teaching.
Thank you.
So this is why I stayed a loyal follower, because I know your stuff is working.
That is awesome. Thank you. And you're about to experience that now, because we're doing content. We'll be doing content together. We did content together.
You did, yeah. We went into the studio.
Yeah, you were awesome in the studio. You were awesome, guys. Jen, I always call you Jen. Jenny.
That's all right.
Jenny comes prepared with the babies crying in the back and everything. I met her husband. It was awesome. No, but it was you came so prepared, guys. You're going to be an amazing coach in the system, because you know exact. Oh, this was such a fun week, because there's so much. I would tell you. I didn't have to tell you much. Like with the eye contact and certain techniques, you got it pretty well right away, and you caught yourself every time. You're like, I wouldn't even have to jump in after a while. It was like, oh, I got to do that over. My eyes went off the page, and you totally caught yourself. It was so awesome. So let's go from Branding University. You found me, then you came into Branding University, and from there, that's because when you started in personal branding, when I noticed you were scattered a little bit still, right?
Yeah.
Like on your mind.
Yeah.
You were a hot mess.
Sorry.
You were a hot mess. Okay. So,
okay. I just had that, that fear of being seen. I think that was one of the main things I was afraid of.
like on video?
No, not on, like, it's like a deeper level, like being seen as myself, as the person who I really am. It's not being seen. It's like, being vulnerable, being seen as a person, just putting yourself out there, just putting the real Jenny out there.
Yeah, gotcha. So not seen like on camera, but seeing your inside being seen, your authenticity.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so you went looking for mindset stuff, or did it just stumble in your timeline kind of like I did?
Well, it just sort of came to me. I don't know. It's just like, I have a friend here. She's local. She's doing like, you know, Reiki and energy healing and stuff like that. And I've been following her for a while, and so she basically introduced me to the coaches I'm working with right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So it was a word of mouth type thing.
Yes.
Who are the
Basically.
coaches? Can we ask?
Yeah, so at the moment, they're Australian. Their names are Jared Grantham and Abigail Bremner. So they are a couple, and they are amazing. So they are really, really going deep with you, and they just, you know, they embody everything. They are deep in the work themselves. So you can see that they are, you know, there's no fluff or anything. They just going very deep themselves. And this is, I find, what you really have to do in order to help others as well.
So you can teach this stuff now, obviously. We've had long conversations. So a lot of your stuff, that's the thing, guys, right? You learn something, you practice it. Pretty simple. You learn it, you do it, you learn it, you do it, it works, then you teach it. Everything. I was thinking about this today. Actually, this morning, I was thinking about the art of curation, or the art of delivering something in a simple way in a world of clutter. I was thinking about how people pay for education. You know how we go to school and we pay a fortune to learn a certain skill or a trade. That information, guys, it already exists in the world. What school does is they curate the relevant information to the topic, and they put it in an organized fashion that's teachable to students. And we pay for that. We don't pay for new information that doesn't exist. We pay for the organized information and for the person that delivers it to you in a way you can understand. And when you look at things that way, it makes the process of changing lives a little less intimidating, because a lot of people think they have to invent all kinds of stuff. Doesn't mean you shouldn't tweak it, doesn't mean you shouldn't make it better, but if you organize it in a certain way, you are making it better. It's all out, it's everywhere. The internet is a web of mess. There's information overload. Now, here's where a real leader, in my opinion, there's something about in the digital age that Jenny's on top of things, and all of our BEM will be on top of things. Why? Because I'm on top of things, and I make sure they get the current stuff. If you're not current, you're irrelevant, guys. I say it all the time. If you are not current, you're irrelevant. So something that was taught a year ago, especially with online personal branding, online marketing, social media strategies, and audience building, it's not going to work anymore. You've got to be current, which is why we have training every single Sunday, which is why every one of our paid courses is lifetime upgrades, guys. When was the last time you had that? Think about it. When there's a new version of Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, there's a new course. You've got to shell out more money. We're about to release Twitter Lead Machine 4. And the people who bought Twitter Lead Machine 1, they got version 2, they got version 3, they're going to get version 4, and they're completely redone with new software plugins. So with that being said, where is it going with this? I'm just super pumped up that Jenny is on this journey with us, because the BEM, Branding University Executive Mastermind, which Jenny, I always call you Jen, which Jenny is number 7. We got 3 more, guys, and then it's closed. These are the people that will be guiding you through your journey. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited this crazy guy popped up in your timeline one day.
I'm too.
And now we're gonna have fun with the mindset stuff. It's very in demand. Mine's, you know that, right?
But the thing is, that's what you just said with audience building and stuff, that it always changes. And that's the beauty in like the mindset stuff. It doesn't really change too much. I find a lot of people actually go back to the ancient teachings, you know, like hundreds and thousands of years ago, like the masters, what they came up with. It's still relevant today. And
That's super true.
beautiful.
That's super true. So it's funny how you end up here, how we are here today working together. I'm so excited for what's going to happen in Branding University 4. Let's go to the next question, shall we? Which is, biggest industry takeaways so far. What would be your biggest takeaways since you started in the online game, really?
It's an interesting question.
It is. It is.
I would say one of the major things is there is really no overnight success.
No what? Overnight success?
Yes. Like when you look, oh, you have on your board there. When I started, I was like, how can he or she put up a post and he's like getting so many comments and like so many sales and things. Like I didn't see the big picture, how much work you actually have to do. And how it takes time to build that audience. And when you have that audience, you can sell to that audience.
Yeah.
And it takes time to build up your brand and, you know, produce the content. And yeah, really that it doesn't happen overnight, but it doesn't matter because you don't have to figure it all out at once.
Yeah.
You just take one step at a time. This is, I find, where lots of people get encouraged because they just look too far in the future and they see, you know, what they haven't got accomplished yet.
Yeah.
But if you just look at what's the next best step to take,
yeah,
it just makes it so much easier. There's just so much flow, you know, when you don't think you have to be there in like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
Just be okay with where you are, and you know where you are is perfect. You just have to take action. Just find out what you need to do in order to move towards your goal.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple of things. May I interject on that point? Just, of course, you know I will. I'm always going to throw it in. Overnight success, guys. Here's the. I always say this. I'm kind of competitive, actually. I try not to say that too much, but with other people in my niche, I kind of, and I don't say it too much that I'm going to pass them or crush them or be bigger than them. But in my head, it's just a hungry thing. It's from sports. It's just a competitive thing. So I see a lot of people doing things a certain way. Upfront money. They want the money now. They'll speak for this much money. They'll do this. They'll get all the upfront cash. They'll do a high ticket sale, and then that person will never be buying from them again. I don't want to get into that kind of stuff. But they're like cash, cash, cash. I'm in it for the long game. I'm playing the long game. By playing the long game doesn't mean you can't cash in while you're playing the long game. It just means you're really focusing on two things. I love this. I said this once and it stuck with me. Input, output. You output content regularly and add to that content library regularly, and your input is new leads. So if your outputted content keeps going up once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, just add to that pile. Add to that pile and add to your audience. If those two things are growing regularly, all you need to do is continue learning your craft while doing those things. That's really the secret. That's the secret. Get content. If you can put out 2 pieces of content per week on your YouTube channel to start, that's 100 pieces per year. That's 200 pieces in 2 years. Just I'm going to give you guys a little plan here. If you have to figure out how to create content, just go in the training vault. You get it for $7. The coupon code is TV7. Lifetime. Every course we have. Go find the content creation webinar. It's a 2-part webinar. It tells you exactly how to go find ideas, how to create your content, and how to put it on your YouTube channel. If you add that to your YouTube channel and build your audience consistently and learn, stay plugged in, don't worry about how to syndicate it. Don't worry about how to get it on Instagram and LinkedIn. Don't worry about how to set up a custom pixel. Worry about creating the content, building your audience, and learning every week something new. Because by learning all of the things you're doing, you'll be like, holy crap, I could do this now because I have this and I have this. So that's the long game, guys. It's the long game. Now, if you want to make money right away, go to the webinar replay called Faceless Strangers versus True Fans. Write it down, guys. Go into Training Vault. I'll do my pitch again. Training Vault is $197. It's on for $7 right now. Coupon code TV7. That webinar, if you do that, you're closing sales. You're closing sales. You're building residual income. There we go. I added my 2 cents. Do you agree with what I said?
Yeah, it's like a compounding effect.
Ah,
You
yeah.
always have that basis, and you're always adding things. Like like you said, always, it's like the icing on the already delicious cake.
Oh, yeah. You remember that, eh? That's a piece of content.
Yes.
I have all kinds of, look at this. When I was doing coaching with Jen, we have, I think in one of our sessions, how many content ideas did we come up with? As we were 7, maybe?
Yeah.
Here we go.
The jungle.
These are just, we were just talking. I go, there's one. I go, here's one. I know nothing. I did that one. I did that one last week. I know nothing. The hungry mindset. Icing on the already delicious cake. It's a jungle out there. The comfort of being uncomfortable. I like this one. Consistency. Check this out. This is a good one. Consistency with, actually, I'm going to just say this. This is a piece of content I will work on, but it's going to be with, when I used to work out, when I was a young guy, I used to work out, and I used to do, like I used to be in shape in my 20s, like built, and I used to do a lot of light weights, because I used to do physique contests, believe it or not big bodybuilder, but like symmetry and stuff. Yeah, I used to do that, believe it or not. Actually, I won. I was number 1 for symmetry. Like my arms were exactly the same size, and they were the same size as my calves. I wasn't huge, but I was like, I had all the things going.
Have some photos.
Oh yeah.
You gotta share.
I did. I threw a couple up there. It's just the proportions were there. That's all. I wasn't that big. I wasn't like Arnold or anything. But when I was doing that, I was doing a lot of light weights, and I always wore like a sweatshirt. And when I worked out because I used to sweat more and stuff, and I used to just be super consistent, super concentrated, but I used to do it every single day. I won't get into like the training regime, but I was extremely consistent every single day, and nothing really showed. And then you had all these other big guys. They were big, and they were yelling, and they were just going in maybe 3 times a week. They would do like their low reps and just come in and go super heavy, put on a big show, scream and all that. I was just in the corner doing my little things, but I was super consistent. And then, when it was time to take off the shirt, boom, I took the show. But here's the thing with content. It's comparable to consistent content. A lot of people will put out a big offer, big launch, big product launch, and it'll be like, and then meanwhile, I'll just be putting out my regular content, just tick, 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 tick. Nothing much going on, just in the corner. Oh, there's another video from Mark, but he's not selling anything. Oh, another one from Mark, he's not selling anything. I got this big product launch, kind of like comparable to when I was the consistent lightweights. Over time, I took the show, and in the content space, same idea. I mean, the LinkedIn course is going to probably be $1 million launch, and I could do these over and over and over again. Twitter Lead Machine was $500,000, and that was just by building an audience for less than 2 years. Just slow and steady, and that's what you're doing, and that's confirming what you said, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. It's not overnight success.
No. So it's really important that you have that, daily method of operation in place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find in the beginning, sometimes you really have to basically force yourself to do it. Because if you can't be consistent, there's like a lot of people out there, and I was like that in the beginning. You sort of just start and stop. You start and stop. You procrastinate, and then you don't post for 2 or 3 days, and it doesn't serve you. If you really, really want it, you have to be consistent, because otherwise you're never going to build up that audience.
Absolutely. And even if you're not, even if you don't know what to do with the content yet, get it on your YouTube channel.
Yes, just start.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I read that book. I don't know if you read that. It's called Playing with the Matrix.
Now I'm going to write it down, though. What's it called?
Playing with the Matrix.
Playing with the Matrix?
Yes.
No.
And he talks about that too. It's just so important that you just start taking action. You might not know what to do exactly, but it's like with, like you said, just start taking, creating that content, or just learn a general skill that will, that will serve you in having an online business, like, copywriting. Just, learn how to write good copy, and that will always serve you, no matter what you do online.
Yeah.
It's just like getting more general than being too specific in what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, that's a good lesson. That's a good takeaway. Consistency and playing the long game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't mean you can't make sales along the way. You can make a lot of sales along the way.
Yes. And just never quit. Because, you're going to have that breakthrough. It's going to happen if you stay consistent. Yeah.
And I did a piece of content on this too, about when to quit your job. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to do that, guys. Dude, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do when you get home? Are you going to just watch TV, eat dinner, watch TV, and start over again? So you have some options. I was excited to get home after work, after my computer job. Over 6 years ago now, I've been free. Can you believe that? 6 years.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I just had my anniversary in March. But I used to be excited to learn something new. I wasn't doing content back then, but if you guys get into that, start building that library. Or at least learn something. Awesome takeaway. We're going for a little marathon here, Jen. God, you talk a lot. Okay, I'm going to go with the big question now. Okay, the big question, because you found yourself here. Now I don't know if you do you know what this means? Like, not because it's me, but because of what we're collectively creating together. Do you know what's happening? Do you know what kind of happening you're on right now, being in Branding University, in the executive mastermind, in this first run at this? Do you know that you found yourself in a pretty cool spot right now? You froze up. I don't know if you know.
I think your vision is probably much bigger than we can see now. Like,
it's pretty big.
You haven't shared everything with us, but I can definitely see what's coming.
So because you found yourself here, out of everyone in this space, this actually, even out of the students, to be in the 10 people, you've already succeeded just by being here. You know that, right? Like you've
Yeah.
already, this is success. So with that being said, because even if you're not a millionaire yet, which is probably one of your goals, right? 7-figure earner, would that be a goal?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, like we don't have to be shy about that, guys. Making money, it's not a bad thing. If you feel guilty about that, just give it away and give it to charitable causes. It's a really good thing to generate income. So with that being said, even though you may not be a 7-figure earner yet, you may as well be. You're on the ride. You're in the right spot. So you are a success because you're here. That makes sense, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very honored to be here. Yeah.
And we are honored to have you. So with that being said, what would you give if I asked you for a final question here? What would be one piece of advice you would give people starting out in this space of teaching online, leading, inspiring, motivating, changing people's lives? You froze up. I'm going to make you repeat it. That's a tough question, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I would say one big thing for me was really living in the now.
Okay.
Really taking in what's happening now, and just, don't worry about the past. Like when you're living in the past, you can't create your future because you're sort of missing out what is happening now. So that was like a big thing for me, because I like the past things always coming up, but really focus what can you do now to improve your future. Just focus all your energy here. Just, don't let your mind be occupied what was happening 20 years ago or what it might happen 20 years ago, just 20 years from now. Just, letting go of these what ifs.
Yeah.
This is like, what was a big thing for me. Just don't worry anymore. It's like you're here to experience joy. This is why we come into this experience here, because we are not here like, it's always, like I say, there's always, gonna be pain coming up, or like, contrast. But this is good because we need that to actually grow, experience that personal growth. But you don't have to be in that suffering. So if you let go of the past and don't worry about the future, you just can focus all your energy in here. And this is, what you need to do.
I'm going to add to that. I'm not going to add to it. I'm actually going to say, you just reminded me once again about living in the now. That's important, guys. And I will add just a little bit of icing on that. Sometimes I save my energy, or I say, I'm going to save my best for last, or I'm going to, do this webinar or do this this piece of content or this action I'm about to take, and I'm going to kind of like go mediocre because I got something big coming up, and I'll save my energy and my best, and I still suffer from this. But if you treat like now is the only moment, this is all that matters. And I mean, I suffered probably from it today. I was just sitting around on this webinar. No, I think I killed it. Like, I think I just crushed it. I think you did too. Living in the now and appreciating the now, and giving your 110% in the now is not more exhausting than not giving your 110%. Is actually more energy giving when you give. Yeah. When you
because
know
your brain is always preoccupied with that thing in the future, or in the past. It's always like it just steals your energy.
like you guys know it takes as much energy to not do something and procrastinate as doing it. It's the same amount of energy. So why
Yes.
not do it? It's, as a matter of fact, I believe, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it takes more energy if you don't do it because you're always like, I should be doing that.
Yes, yes, exactly. That voice is always coming up. It's like, why didn't she do it? And then the guilt is coming up, and then you just feel like, why didn't I do it? It just,
Yeah.
and it just takes away. It's like,
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. So live in the now. Don't dwell on the past. This is what you do though, Jen. This is like what you teach. This is the stuff that, like, right now I just had another moment. I'm like, let's just go another 2 hours. Let's live in the now.
Yeah.
Someone said the other day, they're like, Mark, you're really behaving. Your webinars are only like 2 hours now. They used to be 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Were they really?
Yeah, they were pretty long, I guess.
Oh, they're so long.
But there was a lot of babbling, like in between.
Yeah. But this is good stuff because you're about to be a household name. So it's great. This is kind of like your inauguration.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So thank you for this interview, Jen. Jenny, we're about to roll the tape. We're about to roll your tape. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
It's ready to go. We have it all queued up this time, guys. Hey, you know what? We learn with technology. Oh my God, guys! I was going to go in a whole other direction. Blog issues. We learn with technology. We've had a couple of interviews where the videos did not plug in properly, where the interviews cut off. We have it this week. If that ever happens again, here we go. Time for the pitch. If that ever happens again, webinar replays, guys. The last week we had Robert Wall. We had a little hiccup at the end. I had to pay for my mistake again. If I ever do a mistake with you guys and I screw up, I always pay for it. We had a little hiccup with Michelle Paris. If you catch it in the replays, it's always in full there. Okay, guys? So now we don't have it. Now it's going to run. Are you ready to see yourself, Jenny?
Yes, I'm ready.
Did you have a good time today?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, thank you for having me. It was good. Thanks.
Absolutely. Before we say goodbye, are we going to guide people to your blog?
Yes.
Jenny Kalz, right?
JennyKalz.com. Yes.
You
Or
guys are
find me on Facebook, Jenny Kalz.
Okay, if you go to JennyKalz.com, that's K-A-L, is it Z or Z in your country?
Z.
Z?
Yes.
K?
The last letter of the alphabet.
Okay. K-A-L-Z. Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny
Yeah.
Kalz. If you go to JennyKalz.com, you will go to the Branding University blog, correct?
Yep.
And there you can have your Facebook icon. I believe all your social media is right there, right?
Yes.
Facebook would be best for communication.
Yeah, it's easiest for me. Yeah.
So guys, really simply, here we go. I'm just going to really quick. If I had one piece of advice to people starting out, tune into Branding University, Sunday webinars, check out all of the replays, and heck, pick up the training vault for $7. It's going to be on for another week. Go pick it up. $7. That's it. One-time payment. You're good to go. Training for life. You never have to buy anything again. The coupon code is, what is it, Jenny? Oh, you froze up right when you say the coupon code. What is it?
TV7.
TV7. Training Vault, $7. TV7. So, here we go, Jenny. We're going to roll the tape. Let's say bye to the folks, and then let's watch you, okay?
All right.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye. See ya.
Bye. Plugging it in right now.